So I'm quite literally in the middle of the jungle. Absolutely, it is pitch dark, and these little lights are the stars. This is the same jungle I had my last LSD trip in. And I'm not here because of courage, because of bravery. This has nothing to do with it. And quite frankly, I feel very safe here. Uh, I don't feel this is a courageous thing, although it may be from another point of view, simply because I feel safe. Because courage is to act despite fear, and I don't really feel afraid right now. I feel perfectly safe simply because I was sitting in my room and I got the invitation from the guides and the trees here, which I befriended. I got invited to come here, so I came here because I got invited, not because of anything. I just had the urge to get up and come here. I've been invited, so that's why I feel safe, because I am protected. And even if I am not protected, something was to happen for whatever reason, then uh, it is supposed to happen. I'm supposed to be here. Maybe whatever, you know. So what brought me here more than anything is desperation. Let me explain to you what I mean by desperation. The last LSD trip has really shaken me up. Has really shaken me up. Uh, and that's why I made the decision today to stop microdosing and just go back to the old style of doing things, which is, you do a trip once a month or something and come back and reflect. And it has really shaken me up. I became God, and I became in a state of total fulfillment. Total fulfillment. No aversion and no desire. Desirelessness, no craving, and no aversion. Just total fulfillment right here. Total knowledge. Beauty. Absolutely beauty. Just God. I became God. And it's not the first time I became God. It really isn't. However, what is happening to me is I have gone to the Godhead so many times now, either via the use of psychedelics or other means, but primarily via the use of psychedelics. And I came down. And all our forms of chasing, let it be chasing food, let it be chasing companionship, let it be chasing the bliss of an LSD trip, of a psychedelic trip. This is all our desires to be God, to be whole, to be the light, to be the void, to be the nothingness, to be the everythingness, to be it, to be in a state of total fulfillment, to be God, to be self-realized. And I am desperate at this point. I am absolutely desperate. I'm so desperate that I think as soon as I finish making this video, I'm going to go into deep sobbing. I could already feel it. I'm going to go into deep sobbing, because this deep sobbing, see, all our pain comes from the original pain of separation, being separate from source. That was the first the first self-inflicted wound. It's a self-inflicted wound by consciousness to play, to experience itself as separate and come back to itself. And that is the pain I'm feeling right now. It is the pain of separation, and it is the desperation. I mean, I keep becoming God, but I have to come down. I have to come down. That is why I am going down the meditation path now, because I have to or I feel the urge to sort of come to that state of fulfillment of God, of being God, just via internal means, right? Going within. And so I'm using the psychedelics now, probably something like once a month, twice a month, just to remind me, just so I can remember. And so that remembrance, I go down back here again, I get sort of motivated, and I remember why I have to meditate and why I'm taking meditation as the most important thing in my life right now. Because, what psychedelics do is they really just take you all the way through to, like, say, 10, 20 years of meditation, and they show you what it would be like to live in that state. And so, developing a meditative practice and sort of, having that as a foundation will eventually, depending on the depth and the sincerity of your practice, get you to be in that state of fulfillment, which is just a beautiful, beautiful state. And I'm here because of desperation. It has nothing to do with courage. Like I said, I don't really feel scared here. I don't, because I'm desperate. I have to come here, and I feel like crying and sobbing. I want to become God. I want to be whole. I don't want to chase anything. I don't want to avert anything. I don't want to feel like something is missing. I want to be self-realized. I want to become God. I want to be myself again. And it's that sense of desperation that gets a man to be totally feeling safe here, because it has nothing to do with courage and all to do with desperation. I'm desperate. I'm here because I'm desperate, straight up. I'm desperate. I am tired of going up and then coming down and seeing what it's like to be God and feeling myself as self-realized, as enlightened, and then, having to come down again. And the pain of separation, it's sort of, really, it is the origin of all our pain and crying and sadness and pain and wounding. And these are not real emotions. We only experience them until once we transcend the illusion, once we transcend our illusion of separation, once we become whole, then the only truth is joy. That's the only true emotion. That's the only true state of being. And that's exactly who you are in a state of total fulfillment, which I have experienced full out in my last LSD trip. So what I was saying is, all these emotions are illusions. They're all illusions. And as long as we're confined to the illusion, which I am just as much as you, then we feel these emotions. And it seems to me that you must experience these emotions before you can transcend them. You must experience the illusion of separation and feel the pain and the wound of being separate from yourself before you return to yourself, before you finally transcend the illusion, therefore transcending all these all these illusory emotions, such as sadness. I mean, and so the Hindus will say the only true reality is Brahman, all else is an illusion. That can also be said, the only true reality is joy, all else is an illusion. And yeah, so until then, I think I'm gonna finish this video. I'm gonna sit here, put on the blindfold meditation as if I need it, but I brought it with me, and I'm gonna put it on just to completely shut any source of light and really go within. And we'll see. We'll go into a meditative session. I feel some sobbing is gonna come up, some emotions are gonna come up, and I got some Sufi music here to sort of magnify the emotions that I'm feeling, because I really feel like I need to cry. I really feel like I need to release this pain of feeling separate, and ask for grace from Spirit. I'm going to ask for grace so that I could, hopefully ask sincerely and from my heart and in desperation, so that I could have a graceful time in this new upcoming stage of my life, which for me it looks like is all about going within, and going within and becoming more self-realized, becoming the creator, as opposed to just being the created, right? And just kind of going on the whims of the created, and really become the creator again, become Brahman, become the source again. And I will be asking Spirit sincerely for grace. That's all I've been doing all day. It's just grace, you know, grace, grace, grace. Because once you go into these altered states of consciousness and you really feel how it is, and then you do it over and over, like I have been for the last 3 years, right? Uh, and it's just you sense this, who you really are. I mean, it becomes the only game in town, folks. You don't come here to a place like this unless you understand fully that that is the only game in town. That is the only game in town, really. So, honestly, I feel even better and safer here. And again, I have been invited here to come here. So that's why I feel safe. Because, because, uh, because if I befriended the trees here, I befriended all the trees here. I befriended them, so they have my back. And it's funny how I just say that now, and all the trees are, oh my god, all the trees are dancing now. They're like, there's wind and they're dancing. They're nodding in agreement. These things are alive and they come alive. And now the left ones are nodding in agreement. Wow, this is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. And by the way, the trees really come to life at night. They really, really come to life at night. So man, honestly, just speaking like that, I'm gonna finish this video because there is some tears that are gonna come up right now. So I'll see you guys in the next video.